In general, one can say Austria is neither good at saving resources nor at reusing them. The Republic has one of the lowest recycling rates for plastic packaging in the EU. With the current trend, the EU goals will not be achieved by either 2025 or 2030. Here you can see how much plastic waste packaging is burned per person. In Austria, that is a very high rate compared to other EU states. This goes hand in hand with Austria also having one of the highest rates of plastic waste in kilogram per person in the EU states. Here you can see what happens to our trash, and only a small percentage of the trash is reused, and the majority comes to garbage incineration plants. The only positive thing is, as you can see here, the Austrian bar has no black section, meaning we don't dispose our trash in garbage dumps, at least not anymore nowadays.
We interviewed someone at our local community whose area of responsibility is trash management. What happens to the trash that is collected at the recycling center?
Recycling materials like metal, glass, and paper have their own facilities where they are processed into new products. The actual recycling happens in big facilities. Most of the residual waste gets burned. Glass and metal get melted, and paper is mixed with clean paper.
Are there any projects that target the reduction of waste?
There aren't many, but some shops offer products with less packaging or environmental friendlier packaging. There are guidelines to trash prevention for events with a high number of attendants.
Does the trash get separated into its components if people don't do it beforehand? What consequences does not separating it have?
The separation happens increasingly with automatic machinery. Not separating trash leads to less recycling and therefore to a higher environmental impact.
Did the amount of trash decrease or increase over the last few years?
Before the pandemic, the amount of trash increased because of the increasing number of tourists. During the pandemic, the amount decreased since there wasn't much tourism going on. Right now, the amount is at a high level again.
Do people know enough about trash and how to prevent trash in certain situations?
Well, the people are aware about the costs. The separation of residual waste into its components reduces the amount of money one has to pay for the disposal of it. Residual waste is the only kind of trash you have to pay for to get rid of.
Are you able to differ between trash that gets produced by local companies and trash that the residents in Bamberg produce?
There is no statistical separation between inhabitants and companies.
What amount of trash is collected every year?
325 tons of residual waste, 102,800 kg of glass, and 75,100 kg of paper are collected in Bamberg every year. Keep in mind that Bamberg has around 4,000 inhabitants.
Are there any projects that contribute to the education about trash and the consequences of it?
Specifically, the government of Salzburg is publishing press campaigns.
What are the goals and perspectives for the years to come?
There are guidelines provided by the European Union to increase the recycling rate. Starting with 2025, there will be a deposit system for plastic bottles and cans. On top of that, there will be more reusable packaging.
Now, seeing how waste management and saving resources is handled in Austria and our local communities, we looked at the situation in our school. As you can see here, we are collecting plastic caps, which are recycled, and the profit goes to butterfly children. Also, our school art classes regularly turn things not needed anymore into art, as seen here with graffiti on recycled newspaper and cardboard, or this upcycling project made out of old wire and parts of a computer keyboard.